Good morning, everyone. My name is Rebecca Griffin, and I am pleased to share this presentation with you today. We are going to be exploring Generalized Anxiety Disorder, or GAD, a condition often mislabeled as just worrying. My goal is simple: to educate the public, actively reduce stigma, and provide actionable resources for this population. So, what exactly is GAD? It is best defined by chronic, excessive, and uncontrollable worry about a variety of events, from major life issues like health and finance, right down to small, everyday matters. This is not the normal worry we all experience before a deadline. This is a debilitating daily preoccupation that feels out of the person's control and is often disproportionate to the actual risk. This persistent state of anxiety creates what we call the worry cycle, leading to significant impairment in life, work, and relationships, coupled with severe physical symptoms like muscle tension, headaches, and chronic fatigue. I chose GAD because, due to its very nature of worry, it is frequently dismissed, making it crucial for us to acknowledge its severity as a genuine health condition. To ground our understanding, let's review the diagnostic criteria. As defined in the DSM 5, a criterion is the presence of excessive worry occurring more days than not for at least 6 months. Furthermore, this worry must be associated with three or more of the six official symptoms. These include feeling restless or on edge, becoming easily fatigued, difficulty concentrating, irritability, persistent muscle tension, and significant sleep disturbance. As you can see, GAD is not just a mental state. It is a whole body experience that requires long-term clinical management. On this next slide, we address the critical intersection of gender, race, ethnicity, specifically regarding its impact on diagnosis. It is well documented that women are nearly twice as likely to be diagnosed with GAD. However, when you analyze the data further, you find complex disparities across different racial and ethnic groups. Epidemiological research suggests that anxiety symptoms in minority populations, for example, may be expressed somatically, meaning through physical pain or complaints, rather than overtly as emotional worry, often due to cultural or historical factors. Within the microsystem of the patient-provider interaction, if a clinician is not culturally competent, these somatic complaints can lead to misdiagnosis as a purely physical issue, or the anxiety may be dismissed as an expected reaction to chronic systematic stress. Therefore, intersectional factors like this directly influence who gets the GAD diagnosis and who falls through the diagnostic gaps. A major factor influencing treatment outcomes is not found within the individual, but in the community and system around them, what we call the exosystem macrosystem factors. I want to highlight the challenge of health insurance parity and public policy. The lack of equitable health insurance coverage for long-term psychotherapy, such as the cognitive behavioral therapy required for GAD, acts as a structural barrier. When policies limit the number of sessions covered or set high copays, it forces people to prematurely end their most effective treatment. This is a societal responsibility. If the macro system fails to fund mental health equitability, the individual's treatment outcome is negatively comprised, leading to higher rates of relapse and chronic disability. A key piece of the GAD puzzle is the role of trauma. From a trauma-informed perspective, the relentless worry can be viewed as an attempt to find safety and predictability in a world that trauma has proven unsafe. The underlying factor here is the persistent state of hypervigilance. Traumatic experiences can alter the brain's function, essentially rewiring the person to remain on high alert. For the person with GAD, their chronic worry isn't deliberate. It's a maladaptive survival strategy. They're constantly scanning for potential threats, trying to anticipate catastrophe to prevent the feelings of helplessness they experienced during the trauma. Recognizing this means that treatment must prioritize building a felt sense of trust and safety before we are challenging the content of the worry itself. Stigma remains a massive barrier for GAD because worry is common. The chronic debilitating nature of GAD is often minimized, which is profoundly harmful. The stigma leads to delayed help seeking and devastating self stigma, where individuals internalize the shame and believe they are weak or failing. To combat this and directly support our goal of reducing stigma, I propose the strategy of personal contact and education. We must move beyond clinical data and empower those in recovery to share their stories of impairment and, crucially, their path to successful management. Hearing a personal story dismantles the stereotype that GAD is a choice and replaces it with the understanding that it is a treatable health condition, which fosters empathy and encourages others to seek help. In line with our goals to refer to a local nonprofit community resource, I want to highlight the Peer Center located in Columbus, Ohio, which serves the wider Central Ohio area. This organization is a fantastic disorder relevant example. They are a free, nonprofit, peer led recovery center for those managing mental illness, addiction, and trauma. Their services, particularly their trauma informed support groups and general mental health groups, directly address the complex co-occurring challenges faced by the GAD population. Their peer model inherently reduces stigma and promotes empowerment. You can reach them directly via their website, which is listed in the references, or utilize their dedicated talk line for immediate support. To summarize, GAD is a disorder requiring comprehensive trauma-informed treatment. Our efforts must extend beyond the clinic to address systemic barriers like policy and the pervasive effects of stigma. The most important message, my core takeaway, is this: generalized anxiety disorder is not a character flaw. It is a highly treatable health condition. As advocates and informed community members, our duty is to offer validation, demand equitable support, and remove the shame that prevents millions from seeking the help that they need. Thank you. This final slide contains the required reference list formatted in MLA style. It includes the DSM-5, the course textbook, the nonprofit's website, and additional academic sources that inform the content presented today.